Welcome back to the Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. Today we're talking about the U.S. office market. John Heagy is here with us from Hines to talk about the office market. And John, I think some of the questions that investors have and people in general is how long will the good times last? It seems like, real estate always cycles, right? And it seems like it's time for the cycle to go down, but we've had slow job growth. We've had slow growth in the economy. We still have interest rates that are incredibly low. We've got an office market that seems to be improving for landlords like you guys. How long is this going to last? What's your crystal ball tell you?
Well, no question about it. We all are feeling pretty good. But I'm going to leave the real prediction to the experts on how much time we've really got. The market does feel like to all of us that we've got a longer runway ahead of us, which is great. The downturn has really created a lot of pent-up demand that I think we're just now beginning to see come to the market for the first time. The fact in most of these major markets there's been no new construction and a lot of restraint on the part of our institutional partners that now we've been able to see some real growth, some real rent growth in our products, which has frankly allowed us to start building again.
Yeah, well, I would agree with all that. It seems like we're going to have a longer run this time because companies have been kind of conservative. Now they're starting to grow. And like you said, there's been severe lack of new construction. And I think even though we still have companies using less square footage per employee, we have people working at home and that sort of thing, we still have a robust economy. And I think if interest rates do rise, that's kind of another signal that the economy is improving, isn't it?
That's no question about it. And something you just said, it's interesting that a lot of companies did send employees home as a way to save cost. And now with what they're certainly experiencing, trying to create more collaboration among their employees, they're calling them all back, and they need more space.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to ask your advice to landlord reps. So if I'm a broker, which I am, and I'm leasing a landlord's office building, give me some advice in that regard.
Well, the success to every transaction doesn't necessarily just hinge on economics. I think there are a lot of highly qualified brokers that are really understanding that now with their clients. It's back to this whole notion that there's such a war for talent that companies are looking for their brokers to help them find the right location, not just the absolute last penny in a deal. It's where's the right location. Commodity selling, which we still see, is a very slippery slope. I've heard numerous times from brokers, the old guard, that still like to sell on price, say, what a huge mistake that's been for them in terms of not being able to really relate well with their tenants. And then the last thing is, as a landlord, I think it's important that we think about the mix of tenants that are in our building. Very similar to the way retail developers think about their merchandise mix of tenants in their centers. It's important to figure out what are the best tenants to put in our building, not just who's going to fill it up, but what are the best tenants to put in this building to kind of create the vibe and the excitement in the building.
Okay. How about a one-sentence tip for a tenant looking for space in the current market?
Well, I'd say get into the market early and think very carefully about your office space. Think about it like your business is going to depend upon it, because I tell you what, it does.
Yeah. Well, good points, John. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, that's a great tip. The location is so much more important for office users today. It's almost as important as retail, has been in the past. And, you want to be in the right place for, like you said before, with transit and everything else. Well, John,
exactly
again,
right.
Thank you. Great information. Well, please join us next week. We're going to talk about the industrial market. And as some of the industrial guys like to say, that's the sexy sector. And it certainly has had a lot of demand from institutional and other investors for industrial leased properties. So be sure and join us. Until next week, be sure that you always lead, learn, and laugh, and join us for the Commercial Real Estate Show. The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty Commercial Advisors, a great place to do business. Visit bullrealty.com. RealNex, a comprehensive and powerful suite of commercial real estate tools at an incredibly low price. Visit realnex.com. That's RealNex. Xceligent, the resource professionals use for commercial real estate information. Visit xceligent.com. That's XCELIGENT. Commercial Search, the source to market and source available properties for sale or lease. Visit commercialsearch.com. For more information on these great companies or for additional videos, podcasts, or articles, visit CREshow.com.